Russian and Ukrainian negotiators are to sit down for a fresh round of talks next week in an attempt to end the war in Ukraine that the UN estimates has killed at least 1,100 civilians and sent more than 3.8 million fleeing to other countries. Kyiv said the negotiations would start Monday in Turkey, while Russia's lead negotiator said they would begin on Tuesday without confirming the location. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the United States is not trying to topple Russia's leader, a day after President Joe Biden said Vladimir Putin needs to go. AP correspondent Julie Walker has more.
I think we should be factual and first of all do everything so that the situation doesn't get out of control. I wouldn't use those terms because I continue to speak to President Putin.
Biden seemed to go off script in a speech in Poland Saturday, saying this about Vladimir Putin.
For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power.
The White House quickly walked back the comments. Then Secretary of State Blinken was asked about it at a Sunday news conference.
The President, the White House, made the point last night that, quite simply, President Putin cannot be empowered to wage war or engage in aggression against Ukraine or anyone else. As you know, and as you've heard us say repeatedly, we do not have a strategy of regime change in Russia.
He says that's up to the Russian people. I'm Julie Walker.
In an interview, French President Emmanuel Macron says it is important not to heighten tensions with comments like those made by U.S. President Biden about Russian President Putin in order to achieve peace in Ukraine. Meanwhile, Turkey supports the unity and sovereignty of Ukraine. The Turkish presidency spokesperson told Al Jazeera TV Sunday. He told the Qatari TV channel that war in Ukraine was not justified. Ukraine's president has accused Western governments of lacking courage as he pleaded for fighter jets and tanks to help in the fight against the Russian invasion. AP correspondent Karen Chamas.
President Volodymyr Zelensky lashed out at the West for taking part in what he called a ping-pong about who should and how to hand over jets and other defensive weapons to us. Saying he spoke to fighters in Mariupol, he sniped that he wished Western leaders had 1% of their courage as they are an about how to hand over the jets and tanks to Ukraine. While Ukraine's fighters were bolstered by weapons from the US and other Western allies, the donation has so far not included fighter jets. The plan to transfer Polish planes to Ukraine via the US was scrapped after NATO worried about getting drawn into the conflict with Russia. I'm Karen Chamas.
Peace talks in the Central African Republic, where civil war has raged since 2013, concluded Sunday without any concrete progress. The talks kicked off Monday, but no rebel groups were invited, and the opposition is boycotting the forum. Regional experts say the dialogue forum looked increasingly like an attempt to pacify the international community. Brazil's far-right President Jair Bolsonaro launched his re-election campaign Sunday, telling thousands of cheering supporters that opinion polls were wrong, and he is sure to win this year's election that pits good against bad. Many Brazilians are angry at rising inflation, high fuel prices, and Bolsonaro's handling of the coronavirus pandemic. China's financial hub of Shanghai said Sunday it would lock down the city in 2 stages to carry out COVID-19 testing over a 9-day period after it reported a new daily record for asymptomatic infections. These shutdowns will take place between March 28th and April 5th. The investigation into the cause of death for drummer Taylor Hawkins of the popular American band The Foo Fighters has uncovered drugs in his system. AP correspondent Margie Zaraleta reports.
The Foo Fighters were on tour in Bogota, Colombia, when Hawkins was found unresponsive in a hotel room. Colombia's prosecutor's office says toxicology tests indicate 10 psychoactive substances and medicines in Hawkins' urine, including marijuana, opioids, and antidepressants. A cause of death has not been named. Meanwhile, Hawkins' fellow musicians are mourning his death. Brian May of Queen says Hawkins was like family. Mark Ronson says Hawkins was an infectiously hilarious, kind spirit. Travis Barker of Blink-182 recalls smoking with Hawkins in airplane bathrooms. I'm Margie Zaraleta.
And once again, our top story, Russian and Ukrainian negotiators are to sit down for a fresh round of talks next week in an attempt to end the war in Ukraine.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.